Hello everyone, today I'm going to be talking to you about a diet strategy called intermittent fasting and how it can affect someone's body composition. A diet that gets better fat loss with less muscle loss and improved cardiovascular health. Humans in modern societies typically consume food at least 3 times daily. Overconsumption of food with such eating patterns often leads to metabolic morbidities, insulin resistance, and excessive accumulation of fat, particularly when associated with a lazy lifestyle. Because animals, including humans, evolved in environments where food was relatively scarce, they developed numerous adaptations and enabled them to function at a high level, both physically and cognitively. When in a food-deprived fasted state, intermittent fasting encompasses eating patterns in which individuals go extended time periods, e.g. 16 to 48 hours, with little or no energy intake, with intervening periods of normal food intake on a recurring basis. Intermittent fasting can be split into 2 different types: alternate day fasting, where you eat one day and then fast the next day, or time-restricted feeding, where you fast for a window of time between 16 to 20 hours of the day and eat during a window of 4 to 8 hours per day. A peer-reviewed journal article called Impact of Intermittent Fasting on Health and Disease Processes, studies of intermittent alternate day fasting, which is eating one day and then fasting the next, and time-restricted fasting, limiting the daily period of food intake to 8 hours or less, in a normal overweight human, subjects have demonstrated efficiency for weight loss and improvements in multiple health indicators, including insulin resistance and reductions in risk factors for cardiovascular disease. 2 studies done on obese subjects doing alternate day fasting for 8 to 10 weeks saw significant weight loss, reduced blood pressure, and lowered levels of cholesterol. These 2 studies have a duration weakness, as it's difficult to determine how the subjects would progress in the long term, past the 8 to 10 weeks. Fasting can have an appetite blunting effect, and as we as humans tend to get hungry when we are used to eating, so while there may be an adjustment period when switching to intermittent fasting, where you are more hungry than usual, maintaining a regular eating pattern will help control hunger regardless of eating frequency. You may ask yourself, is intermittent fasting good for us psychologically? Some studies say that intermittent fasting can reduce depression and binge eating, while other studies show that it is not healthy for kids and teenagers to be skipping meals. Therefore, it is not a healthy diet for kids under the age of 21. The biggest systematic review to date, looking at 40 studies, found that while intermittent fasting was better at suppressing hunger than just continuous caloric restriction, this wasn't able to translate into significantly improved body composition or weight loss. The authors concluded that intermittent fasting represents a valid but not superior option to continuous energy restriction for weight loss. One theory as to why intermittent fasting works is that periodic food deprivation serves as a preconditioning stress. I have personally tried intermittent fasting for an 8-week period from September 2017 to the end of November 2017. I trialed time-restricted feeding, where I fasted for 16 hours of the day from 8 p.m. to 12 p.m. the next day, and then ate all of my food for the day in an 8-hour window. I found the first week relatively hard, as I was getting very hungry towards the end of the fast, but after that first week my body got used to it. I dropped 2.5 kgs in that 8-week period of intermittent fasting, which wasn't as much as I was hoping for, but I was still happy with it. I managed to maintain my strength in the gym, and there was no obvious signs of muscle loss either. I plan to do it again this September, but this time I will reduce the total number of calories I consume in the 8-hour window. To conclude, intermittent fasting has certainly shown itself to be an impressive and effective dieting methodology. It hasn't shown much merit over more standard diets that impose a caloric deficit with significant protein intake. But for some people, fasting may suit them better than other diets, and ultimately, I think the best diet is the one in which you can best adhere. I'm Harry Unsworth, and thank you for watching my video. I hope it helped educate you on intermittent fasting.